So, I'm very interested in bridging the gap between material science and policy making, because my job is being a scientist and being an engineer, but I don't really know how to direct the changes, the innovation that we have worked on into real life application. And this is the perfect opportunity, to engage different disciplines and to put our ideas into real life practice.
I'm deeply interested in applying chemical principles or chemistry to the development of different processes. And given the current social and economic context we're living in, I think that the development of process for the recovery of critical raw materials is fundamental. So I think that HERawS Summer School offers a great opportunity to have like a wider view of how to solve and attack this type of problems.
So I joined this summer school to deepen my knowledge in the strategies and policies that the EU implements in the critical raw materials sector, because it's essential for the green transition.
So maybe 5 years ago, I didn't know about the sustainability and the critical raw materials. So I wanted to know more, what are they? And I wanted to apply for a program who can provide me the opportunity to highlight on the critical raw materials. And here comes HERawS. HERawS was the best program to apply for, and this gives the motivation to work towards the sector of materials.
So I think the biggest challenge we face today is the critical raw material. As we all know that mining is an activity that has a lot of negative impacts on the environment. But in fact, we really need the critical raw materials in order to make the green and digital transition to happen. So we have to jump through an energy barrier to move on to a more sustainable future.
I think that universities play a key role in the building of a more fair and sustainable value chain in critical raw materials. However, I think that a lot of researchers around the world are very much focused on the technical aspects. So I think we need to encourage universities and researchers to integrate social views, economical views, design views at the development of their catalysts, materials, anything. Because if you can make great contributions, but if you don't take into account geopolitical aspects, economical aspects, environmental aspects, it is going to be trivial. So we need to be more connected with the real situation around the world.
For me, the main challenge is that people lost trust in mining companies due to the harm that has been done from the mining companies to the environment, or even to the population, and their lack of transparency. So for the mining companies to move forward, they really need to be more open, to have open discussions with the local communities, implement environmental actions, and also, which is a very important point, is to inform the population that the green transition cannot be without mining.
Value chain for materials is very important to focus. From mining to production and to recycling, we can utilize sustainable mining, but there are challenges from economic, environmental, and the geopolitical views. For production, there needs to be more smart production ways to produce materials without damaging the environment. Also for recycling, we have to work more on the sustainable way of recycling materials using circular economy. And this is where the challenges lies. And even if we survive those challenges, we have a bigger one, which is energy transition. Either we are using fossil fuel energy or the green energy. So we have to choose. I believe sustainability is in our hands.
My most recent project involves developing digital platforms that assess the sustainability of materials based on both performance criteria and their carbon footprint, energy footprint, so that it facilitates the policy making activities and also helps engineers and scientists into looking for alternatives to their materials.
I'm currently working on lithium recovery from aqueous sources, and more specifically, I'm trying to recover lithium for geothermal brines. So my project consists on the synthesis of selective adsorbents for lithium. Then we need to make those powder absorbents suitable for industrial processing of the lithium source. And finally, we need to develop a packet column system, continuous system for getting the lithium into the material and then getting the lithium out in order to get it in its commercial form.
I am currently in my second year of master's, so master's in sustainable materials, which is a program done with the EIT raw materials. And so my second year, during my second year, I need to do a master thesis, whom I'm doing with K. Leuven and the pyrometallurgy department of Umicore, which so the title is to implement a characterization method to characterize the Fe2 plus Fe3 plus ratio in slag. For me, this topic is really relevant because it contributes to optimizing the metal recovery processes, and I am particularly interested in working in the revalorization of byproducts because it is a key strategy for minimizing waste and improving resource efficiency.
Right now, I'm doing my master's on lead recovery from recycling using pyrometallurgy smelting. And I'm utilizing machine learning to predict the future of recycling of lead by considering three perspectives of environment, economic, and engineering. So in this project, I'm combining all these three perspectives, and I want to research that what will happen if we recycle lead in particular ways.
You know, I have a saying during my bachelor years. One of my professors said that there is no engineering without materials. And that inspired me a lot on my journey of studying materials, because I believe that it's a base to every innovation.
I think that one of the most important things for a student like me and for the younger generations is to integrate different aspects of their knowledge, not only their chemistry background or physics background, into the projects they develop. They have to take into account the local social aspects, their communities, the economic aspects, what is happening in the world. We need to have a more holistic view in order to develop real solutions.
My advice would be for them to explore all the value chain. So from the extraction to the recycling, reuse of a material, for them to understand the material production, where it comes from, how it can be recycled, reused. For me, I think it's really important to have a global view of the production value chain, and also to have to know about the policies and regulations that are today, because these policies and regulations shape the company's decisions and will shape them in the future.
So for now, think for an element like cobalt, a critical raw material. So think that what if cobalt is not here? The cobalt is used for different applications, from batteries to alloys and to colors. Critical raw materials will take the colors away from our life. I want to convey the message to the young researchers and engineers to learn more about materials and the recycling processes, because sustainability has to thrive, and I believe when sustainability thrives, life thrives.